Good morning, good people. Views from the 22, live on the scene. We are here, we are here, we are here. It is 11 a.m. Eastern. I said I'd be here. Here is where I be. Camera will be on in a couple of seconds. I'm sending a link to a couple of people. Good morning, Germ So True. We here. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. Most importantly, I really hope um that everybody have a great weekend. Football families and everything like that is doing great. Um, right? Give everybody a chance to jump on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who was that? Oh, that's Trey.
You already know what it is.
Now listen, we already know the bias that's getting ready to come from your mouth.
It ain't even no
Oh,
bias. I'm
yeah,
tired of hearing it. It
no.
ain't no bias.
Mm.
But it's no bias. You're not finna set that tone with me
I'm
because I
setting
know
the
where you
tone.
coming. But where is the recorder? Is it on?
Oh, we already on. Come on, man.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God, it's no bias. I already know
Listen,
what's finna set the tone.
when I say 11, when I say 11, I mean 11.
Hey,
I
we
mean
on.
11.
It's T in here, man. What's going on, man?
Now, with that being said, y'all, listen. First of all, let me start the whole show off the way only Germ can start the show off. The best team right now in college football, top to bottom from a roster standpoint, is not Alabama. It's not Georgia. It's not Washington. It's not Michigan. It's not Ohio State. It is not Florida State. It is the Oregon motherfucking Ducks. And I'm getting ready to go into my bag on why. Top to bottom, that is the best roster in college football right now. They have everything and then some. They ran into a better quarterback, which is the difference in why they lost two times. They ran into a better quarterback that made bigger plays than their quarterback. Top to bottom, Oregon can hang with anybody in the country. There is nobody that Oregon wouldn't put 30 on in the country right now. So when we talk about losses, we got to be careful when we talk about losses in football, because everything in football is about matchups. It's about who we play. It's about quarterback play. It's about a lot of things, which is why that's the most scrutinized position in the sport. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to say because the team won or was undefeated, that makes them a better team than the team that lost. That ain't how that works. We're just here to talk. I'm just here to give y'all the gospel this morning. Everybody said that they want pastor. Everybody need the pastor to preach. Well, guess what? The pastor's here to preach this morning. Now, with that being said, the Washington Huskies should be the number one seed without a doubt. They should be the number one seed, without a doubt. Oregon is the best team. They beat them twice. And both of those games was top 5 games in the entire season. There was instant classic games that came down to one possession games that came down to the wire that could have went both ways. But what we're not going to do is act like that two-loss Oregon Duck team shouldn't be in the same conversation with all of them, because that team is better than all of those teams from top to bottom. Now, Trav, I'm not a stay. I'm not a hog. I want you to intervene on this.
Please.
What? Go ahead.
Please. I understand from your perspective of what you're saying. At the same time, this is why it's one word that you haven't said. It's one word that you haven't said. It's called criteria. That's the whole point of this. It's the criteria of this. The criteria of this, when you looked at that CFP and how they ranked them, they were 6. The Oregon team was 6. The Washington team was at 5 or at 3. They jumped up. They end up jumping up. At the same time, you can't have a dude that's been in school 8 years doing a Van Wilder. We ain't gonna do that. And then you lose. Then you sit up here. Then you sit up here and lose. You didn't lose once. You didn't lose once.
Oh man.
You didn't lose once.
Oh.
I'm bouncing off the wall again. Whoa. No, we're not doing it. He lost to Penix once. He lost to him twice. So yes, talent wise, what you may think that they may be the better team.
Oh God,
understandably so. At the same time, you have to respect the criteria of what the bases are. Now, me personally, Michigan is the best team. Off the criteria, Michigan is the best team.
Based on what?
Off the criteria of their record. Their record.
Crap, they don't play nobody.
Okay,
just like y'all don't play nobody.
Hey, we'll get to that in just a moment.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna
get to that in just a moment.
We need to get to that.
But they took care of what they taken care of. They done went through all this scrutiny with their coaches and all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. But
no. You're giving your argument. You give your argument.
At the same time,
not to cut you off real quick.
Right.
Hey, anybody else? Because we doing this until about 12:15.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying
for anybody else that want to get on and politic about this until 12:15.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it because again, with Michigan and they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten chip game.
They beat them in the championship game. They beat them in
the Big Ten championship game, and not Big Ten championship. They beat them at the last game to dictate to solidify them to go to the championship game to win it. So if you look at the real criteria, They in a P5 school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They're undefeated, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They won their champion. They won their conference title, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's Michigan. Washington. They played. They went undefeated, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who did they beat? They in the P5 school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who did they beat to win their title?
Oregon. They beat Oregon twice, and they beat USC.
Okay, that's cool. Florida State. They're in a P5 school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They won they're undefeated, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They're in a P5 school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's 3. How many undefeated teams are in this CFP thing right now?
3. Or three out of the 3.
That's your 3. That is your 3 that's in the CFP.
Okay.
That is
okay. That's so
here's your argument right here. Who gets that last spot? You got Georgia. Now, no. We're going to straight fix your posture. Fix your posture. We are not in Vegas. Fix your posture.
Trav, I come to you today, my friend.
Fix your posture. Fix your posture.
The red or the blue pill? Sir, which one would you prefer?
We do not have a patch.
Now I'm on my daylight battle rap, Jones. And now you're getting ready to be Magic, and it's getting ready to slow it down on you real quick.
Here's the problem. Here's your problem right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have patches over our eyes and we are not in Vegas. So fix your posture. Now, the problem is your last spot. With your last spot, you have UGA, which is Georgia. You have Bama, and you have Texas. Now, let's go on the process of elimination on that. Now, Georgia and Bama played, right? SEC championship. We all know that's a P5 school. Who won it? Bama. So that kind of exits UGA. Now, the real fight is Bama and Texas. If it comes down to you, who are you picking between those two?
So you want to ask me? You asking me this question?
Nah, I'm just asking this guy. That's
okay. So here, I'm a direct person, so I'm gonna answer your question. First thing is, I'm gonna tell you the first thing. For sure, excuse me. I am not one of them people who believes that Texas is a better team than Alabama, and they beat them in the second week of the season. The quarterback is better now. The team is where it needs to be. We're talking about a 10-point game that was a close game until what? A big play happened. So we're talking about a 10-point spread. That 10-point spread with a quarterback that was not where they are right now, I can't say that Texas is better than Alabama. Because in the same game, in the same situation, if you're willing to say that, that's the same thing when you say, okay, Georgia ain't lost since December. I need these dates. Georgia hasn't lost since December 4th, 2021.
Don't false them one. 29 straight games.
I just want people to understand that's my birthday, and I watched that game when Jameson Williams went stupid on them peoples, and I was in another state when it happened. Now I just want everybody to understand they ain't lost since my birthday. It's almost my birthday tomorrow.
2 years. Them folks ain't lost in 2 years.
Almost 2 years they haven't lost. So here's my thing. Alabama is the only team that's beaten them and the only team that has beaten them consistently over the last before the 29-game win streak, and they're the ender of the 29-game win streak. So what I'm saying to you is I can't say that Texas would beat Georgia on a neutral field. I can't say Texas would beat Bama on a neutral field in this situation. Does that mean I'm saying Texas is a bad team? No. I'm saying situations and circumstances happen in life, and we get in situations where teams are not the same team that they were before. I do not think that Texas right now is a top 4 team because based off of how they have played very well. But in the same time, they play in a conference where they have outscored people and they have the best defense in their conference. They're the best team in their conference for a reason. But they are not top 4 worthy.
Here's my rebuttal to that. Now, before I get into it, Bama has 2 of the strongest cases to be like, I deserve this spot, because they beat Georgia and they beat them on the biggest of stages. That right there is so strong. They beat a team that ain't been beat in 2 years, and they beat them on the biggest of stages. You can't take that away. Yet, here's the rebuttal. Texas chased you in your building back in 88. And here's the thing about Texas.
Did they chase them in the building, or did
they chase them? They chased them.
Did they beat them?
They chased them. They got away with the product. Let's just put it that way. They got away with the product.
They didn't even rob him for the trash.
They got away with the
in
product.
Monopoly Go Talk. They got him for $30,000. They didn't get him for $1 million.
And how much did Alabama have at that time in their bank?
In that situation, in their bank, they probably had over $3-4 million, because at the end of the day, it was coming back.
They got away with the product. They got away with the product, Jerm. Bottom line, they got the W.
Man, y'all killing me, man.
They got the W.
No.
Hey, because
they got away with the product.
No. Here's the thing. Because they beat them at Tuscaloosa. And you got to look at Texas, just like you said. Bama didn't do nothing but just talk. They called Jalen Hurts and said, Jalen Hurts, remember that offense we ran? Let me give it to Milroy. And that's exactly what they did after they benched. Now, I'm not saying that Bama is not a better team, because Bama has become a monster. They have become a juggernaut.
They found
Texas had gotten way better also after they lost to Oklahoma. Yes, they had a close game against Kansas State. They pulled it off. But again, that's what you get when you're a good team. You're going to get everybody's best punch. And again, you have to understand, their selling point is they beat Bama. The only thing, again, they're gonna look at, here's what's gonna make Bama look good in this. Who did Bama lose to? Texas. Who Texas lose to? Oklahoma. Is Oklahoma and Texas? Texas is right here. Oklahoma is right here.
Drop that down about
Bama losing to them, especially at week 2. That's what's going to make Bama look better, because the SEC holds weight in this CFP. It holds weight. That's why I'm going to say Bama is the 14.
All right. Y'all ready?
No, but talk.
No, you ain't ready. Okay. All right. Idiot, fix your posture.
No.
Now listen, we have we have the red and the blue pill. Okay? The red and the blue pill. Which one are you going to pick today? Now, the blue pill is reality and what we have going on in our college football right now and the state we are in. And the red pill is what's going to happen and where we're going. So we want now or we want it later? I'm even going to put it in candy references for you. You want the now or you want the later? But both of them going to get you the same place.
Bars. It don't matter however you want to present it.
So I'm gonna give you a snippet of both of them. The blue pill. The way things are right now, the college football playoff is gearing toward not worrying about who the conference champion is.
Bingo.
Because the conference champion could have beat you just on a Saturday after you've had a great season, and that could be an upcoming team like a Northwestern or a Wisconsin or something that don't have or hold no weight. But the other reason why is because they have misaligned these divisions so bad with the way that they've put these teams. Why is Ohio State and Michigan in the same conference division as each other, and then Michigan State is with them and all of these other teams, but then you have Wisconsin by themselves with nobody who is clearly any good?
They should be north and south. The big teams should be north and south, and put Ohio State
and take one, and then Michigan in the
Michigan
other,
is
and call it a day. And then from there, you build it from there. Because if Wisconsin's going to be the second team to Michigan, then your second team to Ohio State is Michigan State.
With Michigan State. Michigan State, and Michigan and Wisconsin and Ohio State.
And however we decide to do it, right? But the point is, they can't keep penalizing Ohio State or Michigan, the loser of that game, considering that game has become over the last 5 years a bigger game than what people want to say.
It's your fault. It's your fault, though. It's your fault. It's been y'all fault. It's been y'all fault for 105 years.
Who is y'all?
The fans of the big team.
We get that somewhere else. We get to that somewhere else. Now listen, but where we're going, he be trying to go. He trying to go deeper in the
been y'all fault for 105 years.
You used to be a decent guy. I don't know what happened, man. But what's crazy is we're trying to transition from saying, "Oh, the conference champion is this, the conference champion is that," because the thing about it is, even if it's 5 Power 5, it's 5 Power 5 schools that should be able to get in. If you put the 5 Power 5 schools in, then normally there's 3 teams that are out there that do not get an opportunity, that probably could get an opportunity, that are better than 2 of or 3 of the other conferences champions. So with that being said, the issue that we're having right now is they have to figure that part out, right? So where we at now is we're not going to focus on all of those different things. We're going to take them into consideration, but we're going to focus, which is where the red pill and the blue pill intersect. Okay? Now, where we're going, I don't give a sim sam blim blam that you undefeated.
Okay.
How nice, how are the teams that you beat? Are these teams any good? And how good of football are you playing right now? Because everything about the game is not about where you start. It's about how you finish. Because the playoffs is about how you finish the season and transition into the playoffs. And that has been the thing about football that's even bigger than even sometimes in the NCAA tournament. We've seen in the NCAA tournament, Trav, that there have been some teams that might have stumbled and stubbed their toe to get in there. But then you see teams like with Kimba when UConn won. Kimba and them didn't lose for 2 weeks. They didn't lose for 2 weeks. And then after that, they didn't lose again. So what I'm saying to you is we got to make sure we understand that where we're starting to go now is, I'm not saying Florida State is not a top 8 team. I'm not saying they maybe not a top 6 team. But top 4 right now with the way that they're playing is hard because you just lost. Number one. And it's not fair, but life's not fair. You lost your quarterback. That is the hardest part about Florida State's problem right now. If Florida State was playing their best football right now, I would say to you right now, Trav, and I'm being all the way 100, I'm 1,000% honest. Because I told you, I said right now, Florida State should be in there. But after looking at how they are backing into the playoffs, it's not about the defense. The defense is what you're going to do what they're going to do. But what happens when you run up against a team like, say, Oregon? Let's just say Oregon, for example. Oregon is going to spread them out, make them use every athlete, and use every inch of the field. That is a different monster that you're going to have to deal with in the college football playoff with those criteria of a team than it is for anybody else. And Florida State right now is rearing in opposed to driving through the front door. And that's the reason why they are, in my opinion, right there on the outside looking in. Does that mean they're bad? No. It just means they got an unfortunate piece of luck. Unfortunate luck happens in football. And that's the reason why we don't always get the winner that we probably should. Football is not like basketball where you got to beat the team in 2 weeks. You got to beat them people one time. All it takes is one bad play and your season is over. And that's not fair considering that the game has so many different layers to it. That's the reason why they have to transition away from that, because that's not even professional football. Professional teams have a threshold where they can lose 3 to 4 games before they have to worry about losing their respective division. And that's where we are in the state of this thing. That's where these pills intertwine. The truth of the matter is, it is hard to make a case and say that Washington is not playing their best football right now. It's hard to say that Washington don't have the best quarterback in the nation right now. It's hard. He might be the best quarterback in the nation, and he a lefty, and it looked nasty when he throw it. It's crazy. But again, top to bottom, Washington is one of the 5 or 6 best teams and roster-wise in the nation. Michigan. I'm a little bit indifferent about Michigan because everybody is so quick to put Michigan up there, but I'm very, I question Michigan every single year because Michigan does not have certain things that make me feel like they are a championship caliber team, but they never win a championship, so it doesn't matter.
Before you go before you go any further with that Michigan team, I'm gonna tell you this, and I hate to say it. You know that Spider-Man meme when they point at each other. Michigan and Ohio State is the same damn team.
Oh, I was gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Let me get to that.
And notice I haven't talked to you. I haven't said anything.
We haven't said a word to each other in about 7 days. So it's been about 7 days.
When you look at that, their quarterbacks are the same. Their offensive and defensive lines are the same.
Equal. They're equally yoked. They're equally yoked in every aspect of the game.
To be honest, their wide receiver core is the same.
The wide receiver core is not the same. It's not the same.
What, Marvin Harrison for them? I'm talking about as a core. You can put Ohio State's maybe a little bit better, but overall, those teams are the same. It just Michigan had better. They just did a little bit more than Ohio State that day.
Here's how I'm gonna do this, right? I'm not gonna say you. I'm gonna say I disagree slightly with certain points, but here's where I disagree. Ohio State's playmakers are better than Michigan's playmakers, but Michigan is better where? They're slightly better in the trenches. And the difference in Ohio State and Michigan series is always going to be the trenches.
Don't be the trenches. But their trenches outplayed theirs.
Watch this. Right. But this is the part too that's about to tear the whole thing, to tear the roof off the ceiling and tear the Band-Aid off the wound. Ohio State, since Ryan Day has taken over, has been awful recruiting defensive players. Defensive players are the reason why Ohio State will never not win another not near championship of the Big Ten or anywhere, because you don't recruit no effing defensive players. I don't see no defensive ends. The cornerbacks are regular, and the safety play is atrocious. They haven't had a good tandem of people since they won in 2014. Dude, so I don't want to hear about Ohio State and Michigan and do this. They're both mid. They're both mid at recruiting. Oh, I got Marvin Harrison Jr. Don't worry, the scouting profile on him gonna be out too. And he is somebody too that y'all keep overhyping. He good, yeah, but he ain't even better than his daddy. He ain't better than his daddy, man. Y'all need to calm down, man. What is y'all doing?
We're not gonna compare him to his dad is a Hall of Famer, man. We ain't gonna go there. Damn.
No, but you can't sit here and you can't put people in the same class as their Hall of Fame parent, and they don't even have. First of all, if he don't run a 4.3 at the combine, do not say he fast as his daddy. Don't you dare.
Dude, I watched his daddy when he was at Syracuse. Him and Donovan McNabb. His daddy was different. And them folks were running options. And he was the miniature version of Megatron. You know how Calvin Johnson at Georgia Tech, all they ran were options. All they ran were options. He was the only
still was the number 2 overall pick. He still
Marvin Harrison.
We see the line through there.
And your daddy. Yeah, he was a bad man at Syracuse.
Yeah.
It was a bad man.
He was a bad man in life. Yeah. But we ain't gonna talk about that. He was a bad man in life.
He was a bad man in life. In real life. Outside the football realm. He was a bad man.
Hey, listen, we got a football life and then we got the home life. He was a bad man in both. Now,
bad man in both. And they said a word.
Listen, that's a real red and blue pill brother right there. Now, listen, the point I'm trying to make is we got to be very, very careful when we talk about Ohio State and Michigan, because when you say that Michigan and I'm not getting into the who think they the best team or whatever the case is, because that's your opinion. You can have that opinion. You feel me? Go ahead, run away with it, dog. Go ahead, big dog. Do your thing. Wolverine, rah, whatever you got to do. But the point that we are not going to excuse is that every time they get in these games against these big boys with the real horses, they get their ass whooped. I'm getting tired of this, man. It's the same song every year. Every year. Boom. Oh, Michigan. Ooh, they're going to do this. Field goal, game, blouse. Stop.
See, that's why. Okay, Michigan is. Let's just put Michigan at 1. Let's just put Michigan at 1.
You want to put Michigan at 1? Okay.
No. Let me set this up for you. Let me set the plate.
Don't set it up for me.
Let me set the plate.
I don't like this already.
I'm not gonna cook with propane. I'm cooking with charcoal.
Man, listen. You right now.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Michigan. Here's what's finna happen.
You got that
Michigan at 1, Washington at 2, wherever you want to put 3, and Michigan got to run up against Alabama, and that's where your crazy ass first lady finna come in at, because that's gonna be the problem with Michigan. Michigan may have the size.
We did that a few years ago, and whooped their ass.
See, Michigan may have these size, but you got cold weather people, and you got these dogs down here in the South. And it's gonna be in a warm temperature type of state, and Bama may come out with that one.
Listen, how many times we gonna listen to the same song on repeat?
It's just gonna have to be repeat for the last year, because next year we're gonna have 12 teams.
How many times we gotta listen to the same song on repeat? Because I'm tired of listening to the same song on repeat. I'm not gonna sit here and do this nonsense every week where we talk about what could have been, we should have been. Listen, her ain't here and her ain't singing, so we ain't about to. We should have been in the college football playoff every year. We're not doing that. If you are Ohio State or Alabama, that's your one chance to get in, because y'all don't play nobody. Y'all play the little Buffaloes, little Kent States, the little states. Y'all play the little state teams and stuff. We ain't doing that, man. Any team that's got a state in the back of their name, damn near they need to go ahead and revoke them from even playing in these games. If you recruit high schoolers to go to your college, you do not, I repeat, you do not need a football team. Priorities, please.
I don't know about that, Jerm. I don't know about that.
I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my guns on this one, and they blazing right now.
You can't just say that, especially with the recruiting in, because when you recruit from a high school perspective. I mean,
you can recruit all you want, but if my main recruit, do I have?
Well, nowadays you using the portal. You using the portal, but that's kind of.
Do you have to recruit somebody to go to Florida State?
You use say that again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Go to school at Florida State. I'm talking about if they in Florida, if they in the state of Florida, Do you have to tell them about the prestige of Florida State? Hell no, you don't.
You
They be like,
don't.
yeah,
Well, the
remember,
prestige speaks for the
they gonna eat
prestige,
the
especially the football prestige. Hey, you
they gonna
heard
eat the,
you heard them narrating the
they
game.
eat Sebastians, bro. They
Hey
eat
man,
Sebastians down there.
hey, I'm gonna tell you like this:
And
the
for everybody who
portal,
don't know, Sebastian is the crab off the Little Mermaid.
the portal has put a emphasis on the recruiting boat to where the high schoolers better get going, because at the end of the day, it's a grown man's game. It's getting that grown man's speed. And if you at a high school, you better be at a grown man's state of mind playing this game of football.
That's why I love Alabama State, and you don't need a football team. They need an academics team.
See,
that's what it
that's
is.
gonna be the thing. So I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time,
Little Troy, they need to stop.
especially in these
Troy
certain
got those
states,
knives, and Troy be cutting people.
especially at these certain states, at like Florida, Texas,
That's cool.
California.
Okay, well, Texas State don't need to be doing nothing either.
But see, they them grown men down there. Grown
Texas,
men.
Texas is cool. I said little Texas State in there.
No, I ain't talking. We ain't talking about.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, we ain't talking about. I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general.
If you are coming to Ohio from down south to recruit high schoolers to come to your school, not to play football, but to be an academic participant, I do not want you in college football playing football. You can go to Division III, you can go to Division II, but you do not need to be playing with the big boys. So the little people at Troy and little people in all them different places, respectfully, just decline. Decline. I'm tired of seeing 75-3 every year. I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing these games where Alabama know that they can put on one shoe and one sock and win the game.
But
I'm tired.
You gotta be.
I'm tired of Alabama and Georgia beating the hell out of these people.
Okay. Let's speak of Alabama. You know who Alabama first game was against?
I know.
Who?
I know. What niggas look Alabama State in there?
No. It was Middle Tennessee, MTSU, Middle Tennessee State. Hey, they beat them folks like 56-3.
Okay, guess what?
But they paid them. You gotta have a game to get your bravado up.
Right.
Because that third game, look what happened to them.
Hey, listen, you and Ham can meet in the middle part of Tennessee and have some barbecue nachos. But all I'm trying to say is we don't need to be meeting in the middle part of Tennessee to play football.
That's just college football at home.
We could have did? We could have went and had.
Let's not just use us as an example because everybody played a week.
Exactly. No, I'm not going to look at what we did at the end. Look at what we did for homecoming.
Georgia played for senior night all year long.
Look at what we did for senior night. We did that, and it hurt us. It hurt us in the worst way. We got our quarterback gone for the rest forever. He will not be at Florida State next year. He will not be at Florida State. He's gone. This is last year. It hurt us. It hurt us in the rank, and it hurt us injury-wise. Look at Ohio State. Ohio State played some rink-a-dink team. Michigan played. Michigan ain't beat nothing but 2 ranked teams on their schedule.
That's what I'm talking about now. That's why they should be number 1, number 2.
Their whole damn conference, their whole conference is the Big Ten Conference. They hyped their conference because of one other team, and they met when it was time to meet. That's what
Ohio
made
State
you
had too much turkey, man. Ohio State had too much turkey, or their head coach was the turkey. That man on fire, boy. Somebody put me out. I'm on fire.
Oh my God.
Listen, y'all need to stop this right now with Michigan. I'm telling you, it's the same song. They'll get that ass whooped again, and then we're gonna be back in this conversation.
We were talking about something last week. We sit up here talking about who was that? Shit, the Pac-12. The Pac-12. Look at her, man. Look at her. The Pac-12. If you look at their scores, ain't a team score under 30.
Besides when they play Oregon.
Year.
Besides when they play Oregon, or besides when they play Washington.
And
even in them games, it's a couple.
Look,
and there's certain games that certain teams get points on them too.
Colorado averaged 30 points a game, and they were 4-9.
Prime knew where to go where his bread was buttered. You know, he knew the bread was buttered like James Dolan. You know what I'm talking about?
Hell to James Dolan.
He knew where the bread was buttered. You know what I'm talking about? He didn't go to the big boy conference.
Yeah, I'm saying what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you look at that, like Washington and Oregon flawed. That whole pack, the whole Pac-10. If you want to score some touchdowns, go to Pac-10.
Hey, listen, that Suge Knight was sure recruiting that day. Hey, if you want to score 30 points or more, come to the Pac-12.
Come to the Pac-12.
If you want to listen, if you want to be guaranteed, almost damn near guaranteed a bowl game, and you want to damn near guarantee yourself a spot in the BCS or the BS,
in the Pac-12. We in the Pac-12.
No. Go to Ohio State or Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what? If whoever win that game, going. Hey, if you really, 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 really want to play football, you go down south. Because the South got something to say.
South got something to say.
South got something to say.
The South got something to say.
But I need to know. But Trav, for 1 second, I need you to slide to the side. I need to add. This is for all of my people who think that the Georgia Bulldogs should not be in the college football playoff. I need you to slide to the side 1 second. Now, listen. Now, for all of you out there that feel like Georgia shouldn't be there. Now, let me make sure we go over this one more time. You said that a team that won 29 straight games hasn't lost since December 2021. December 4th, to be exact. They lost again. It was December 2nd, 2023. Now listen, that sounds like 360. That's 365 days. And then that's another
730 days. That's 730 days.
Okay, 730 days. Well, have we had any leap years in between here, Ms. Raj? Okay, no leap years. Okay. So all of those 730 days, right? 730 days since you've lost. And you lost to the same team that you lost to in 2021. And the 2021 team that you lost to is you lost to them in the SEC championship game, and that's your only loss. And you mean to tell me you shouldn't be in there and you're the two-time defending champion? All right, listen. Those marijuana cigarettes that y'all smoking, what are they laced with? Because y'all sound crazy. You cannot tell me that a team that just lost by 3 points in a game that went to the wire should not be a part of a college football playoffs, but then come back and tell me that a team that just beat Ohio State, that's been beating Ohio State the last 2 years, 3 years in a row to be exact, is a shoe-in or best team because they're undefeated. Them being undefeated is equivalent to saying you played one game that mattered all year. We knew that they were going to win the Big Ten championship after they beat Ohio State anyway, because they didn't have to do what? Play Ohio State again. So why are we even sitting here trying to make these conference champions into something that they're not? The biggest conference championship game and the best conference championship game was the Oregon Ducks, the best team in college football, top to bottom, and the Washington Huskies, one of the 3 best teams in college football, top to bottom. That game was a classic. That's football. I don't know what the hell the rest of this stuff is, but that's football.
That's just a good thing that we're not going to see this anymore. We gotta expand the playoffs because there are more. Because do I think Oregon should have a shot? Yes, they should have a shot.
Trav,
if Georgia lost and they die and they like bottom, they at the 6 through 10, Do they deserve a shot? Hell yeah, they deserve a shot.
I think you only need 8 teams at the end of the day.
They go
Because
12.
after them 8 teams, this is the problem. You get to get in the 9, 10, 11, and 12, and it's going to be somebody like little North Dakota State and them, and they done went, we went 18 and 0.
But that's just what they're doing. You going
They gonna
4,
get
4.
in there.
You
They
going
gonna get in there.
you going 1 through 4 seed, north, south, east, west. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
If you decide to put us through that snooze fest for the first week, just know I'm boycotting the first week.
Well, goddamn it,
I don't want to see it.
You just gonna be stupid because you can't sit right here and because you gotta give them the opportunity. You gotta give them the opportunity. If they're
says who?
Says everybody. You
when
know,
your kids,
okay,
was 11
you do
and 12,
8.
did you let them sit at the grown folks table?
You do an 8. You do
no,
8.
they don't sit at the grown folks because the grown folks talking different.
Okay, you do an 8. You do an 8. If you do an 8, how would you do that? You just do 4 on one side and 4 on another.
1 to 8, 2 to 7.
That's what I'm saying. 4 on one side, 4 on another. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because they got to combine. Or
Correct.
1 through 8 and go through. First, second.
I just think you base it off of who you think are the best 8 top to bottom. And I think that the beauty contest thing has to go. There's no beauty contest. Football is an ugly sport. It's an ugly game. So how are we sitting here having a beauty pageant in an ugly game? Sometimes you're gonna win ugly because that's your big argument right there. Florida State been winning ugly, and they've been winning.
No. We didn't. We won games. We just won. We won that one.
Ugly girls with makeup, bro.
Yeah, you got to put a paper bag and do what you have to do at that point.
Yeah, see, now you want a paper bag
because rip them out the plastic because they acting brand new.
Oh yeah, they was acting brand new. You right, Glorilla. You right, Glorilla. Because the glow is not realer than right now on Florida State, seeing that they done back their asses into this playoff for no reason. Now, I don't hate none of these teams. I have no dog in the fight. But I'm tired of seeing Michigan get their ass. I am. I'm tired, royally. Washington actually looks like a team that deserves a chance. They can score. They play very, very good defense. Situational football-wise, I think that they have what it takes to compete with these other schools that are big, like the Georgias, like the Alabamas. But most importantly, I want to see the quarterback against the SEC defenses. That's a good film session for a lot of people that want to see him against something different. And I think that's something different that is a great adjustment and shows you just what level the quarterback is at. I think Washington should be in regardless. That's my opinion. I believe Washington should be in regardless. We got 11 minutes until they drop these rankings. 11. I'm telling y'all now, I'm gonna go on a limb, and since I'm locked in like this, I'm gonna tell y'all the 4 teams. I hate to be the person to break it to y'all 11 minutes before it happened, but I'm gonna break it to y'all. Here is your college football playoff for 2023. The Washington Huskies will be the number 1 seed. The Michigan Wolverines will be the number 2 seed. This is where y'all gonna get mad, but I don't really care. The Alabama Crimson Tide will be the number 3 seed. And coming in at number 4 is the Georgia Bulldogs. That is your college football playoff. And we're gonna see Alabama whoop on one team, and we're going to see what that Georgia defense do against Washington. If we get the games out of them, first of all, Georgia fan, let's talk about the other part of this, Trav, and you know this too. And I know you know this, and we again, it's just my opinion, but what's another part of revenue? Fans that travel. You know Bama fans travel. You know Georgia fans going to travel. You don't want to lose that revenue ever. Ohio State fans travel. Michigan fans travel.
I'm trying to think. Those bowl games, that Washington and Georgia game will be the Rose Bowl. That'll be the Rose Bowl with that.
And then the other one be like the Orange Bowl or something.
It'll be some type of Chick-fil-A junk that's gonna be in a dome. It's probably gonna be in.
Don't send us back here because we will.
It's gonna either be in Georgia. It's gonna either be in
Georgia.
Georgia or New Orleans. It's gonna either be in one of those Mercedes-Benz domes or stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be in one of those two because they can't miss
Okay,
it.
we have a statement in the comments. Jeffrey says, lore aside, SEC wasn't like that this year to get an automatic bid.
Now Big Jeff, you my guy. You a Spurs alumni. I like you, my guy. You say you want to fly Billy Spur. So you want to fly around.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. You may not like it.
Rolls truck. Now listen, you want to line them all up. Now listen, been playing for some years. Been playing. Oh, that's my song. I'm sorry, but listen, Jeff. Here's the problem. Ain't none of the conferences like that. Because all the conferences got about 2 or 3 teams in them. If you take the Pac-12, the Pac-12 has the 2 arguably best teams with Washington and Oregon, and then you had USC in them. Colorado and the rest of them teams ain't like that yet. They coming up. If you take Ohio State in them, Ohio State and Michigan was it. If you take Florida State, right? Trav ain't even gonna lie about this. Who else in that conference is even worth talking about? Florida State is them dudes like that right now in that conference. And it's not because it's not even like Clemson is not even good. Like they're not even good. And Clemson is normally the team that's the powerhouse in that conference.
Because they ignorant coach put his pride up front on Front Street and messed up the whole thing.
We gonna chase him in the building another day. Okay. I'm gonna be with you too. We're gonna chase him in the building. Now, with that being said, I just named all those conferences. Texas is the only team really worth talking about in their conference. Oklahoma State's cool, but Oklahoma State lose every year 2-3 games just because they be out here with the BS.
Oklahoma was good. Oklahoma was good too, but they lost it. The thing that's hurt them, it don't be the Texas. It be the rink-a-dink teams like
yeah, I know.
Houston or this year it was Kansas. This year was Kansas.
Listen, with that being said, though, we talking about these situations where even if you put Oklahoma in that conversation, we still only talk about 2 teams. So then you go to the SEC and then you say Alabama and Georgia. Enough said. One team that's not lost in 2 years, and another team that was the last champion before that team was the champion.
Here's the thing that he's saying, and I understand where he's coming from. Because
he just said not like that.
It really was because if you look at it, it's actually pretty true. Because let's put it this way. Let's name them.
It's not true at all, but continue.
No, it is. It got some validity.
I'm trying to turn you up because you getting a little low.
No, I can turn mine up high. You're gonna hear me. Because let's line these folks up in the SEC. LSU, Ole Miss, hell no. Mississippi State, hell no. South Carolina is trash. Tennessee, you got a dude that can throw 100.
3 of those teams you just named are in the top 20.
Yes, they're in the top 20, but at the same time, they are not like that when they mess with teams that are right there on their level.
But again, if we're talking numbers, like everybody keeps talking about Texas beating us, they're still in the top 20.
But wait. Teams on their level. Wait, when you say that, right? None of the teams and none of those conferences are on their level besides the top teams that we named.
Okay. So at this point, you got to win. All those teams are kind of like they play to the level. I want to say play to the level of their competition, or don't play to the level of their competition. Know what I mean? They're mid to low level teams. Your 2 powerhouses are the 2 that just played yesterday. Those are 2 powerhouses. Everybody else is mid. Missouri, I tell you what about Missouri. They got one of the best damn wide receivers in the nation off in their mind. Yes, they do. But at the end of the day, They're big. Arkansas ain't got no quarterback. He in transfer portal.
All right, so Trav, I don't want to hear that from you right now because one of your claims to fame is you beat LSU.
So
Thank you. Thank
okay,
you.
now
So did
here's
we.
where this become relevant at. Because who put them up there at number 5 in the nation?
Hey,
Who
listen,
put them there?
I wish I had my referee whistle because I know after that one right there, that
Who
three
put
was
them there?
good. Shot.
Who put them there?
Who put
LSU as number 5 in the nation?
I ain't put him nowhere.
They did. They did.
It wasn't
because
me.
they try to hype.
Shaq did.
Because again, I'm not saying that that SEC is not the best conference in the nation, but
I know you're not saying that.
But they try to put them there because you got Bama, because you had at that top 10, you had Georgia, Alabama, and LSU basically top 6 to start the season.
Trav, can I be honest with you though? Can I be honest with you about the coaches poll and about all the other polls? The only poll that matters is the one that's in the stripper joints. But anyway, the point
I'm not throwing my money there. I'm straight. So that's why I don't believe in it. That's what you just made my point. I don't believe in it.
Wait, but listen.
I'm not going to believe in it.
Here, but here's the problem.
That. But at the same time.
But with that being said, just hear me out. Just hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying that LSU is a great team, a bad team, in between team. What I'm saying to you is LSU still will beat every team in the Big Ten. They'll beat every team
No. LSU would not be Michigan or Ohio State. No.
They could be Michigan or Ohio State on the
No. They cannot be Michigan.
This year they could. This year they could.
Because of who?
They could. This year they could.
That quarterback that they're trying to make him I don't even want to say it on national internet, but I'm gonna say it. They trying to make this man the Black Joe Burrow. He ain't it.
I didn't say he was black. I don't think he's Black Joe Burrow. I think
you folks are not. LSU is not like that. You seen what we did to them week 1. You seen how we took that, we stripped them down and threw them out.
Okay,
stripped them and threw them out. The second half, they didn't do nothing.
Trav.
You seen that, Jern?
Trav. Florida State defense is better.
But if they're not good, then why would we be praising beating them? As why does that count? Why does that count?
Put me out the plastic I've been acting brand new.
Because during that time, y'all made them that way. During that time, y'all made them that way. So you got to use it as you got to use it at that time as validity. You got to use it at that time.
Trav, I didn't make
just like I tell you what. Alabama is 8. Let's just say they was 8. And
so crazy.
And let's put Florida at the 2 seed or 1 seed. Now, Alabama beats Florida. You think Florida still should be at their in the playoffs, John?
You said Florida. Where did you say Florida was at?
I said Florida was the 1 seed.
Okay, so if Florida is a 1 seed.
Florida's the 1 seed. Bama's the 8 seed. Bama beats Florida in the SEC championship. Do you still put Florida? Do you put Florida as a top team? They didn't win 29 games in a row. They ain't been in national champion. They just was so happen to be number 1 team in the nation.
How many points did they lose by?
They lost by 3.
How competitive?
They lost by 3. They lost by 3.
So you know what that means? Trav? That means that in this particular situation, if Florida showed me that they were the best, one of the best team all year, and they showed me consistency, which is what we selling anyway in the game of football, consistency is what we selling. We're not selling, oh, I'm a 1 week wonder, or this week we played very well against this top ranked team. I'm selling consistency. And consistency It's what a lot of people do not sell in everyday life. But we're going to get to that at a later day. Consistency is what we're talking about. I think that if you sell enough consistently, you're going to win in college football, but you're going to have days where you do not win. And that is one of these days is when you play against teams that are equal or better than you. And some days, some teams are better than you. It just so happens that maybe this team that's better than you, maybe they slipped and they fell somewhere else. But it doesn't matter where they slipped and fell. It matters so much. That's the reason why this has to change. Because it just matters that you slipped and fell more.
That's why we got the bigger bracket this year. That's why we had a bigger bracket this year. So
because I can't keep penalizing them.
TV cutting on. Let me come to TV on. I'll be back, y'all.
Now, with that being said, I just need that to be understood from everybody else. Now, I told y'all to order. I'm not trying, it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. And, shouts out to Paul Heyman. But I need everybody to understand, man, this is not – this college football landscape has been such a joke because of this one slip and fall. And it's like, no, that's not how football works. Football is a game where you can lose any given Sunday because you never know what's going to happen. And not knowing what's going to happen week to week and all of the different issues that we have, we got to start accounting for that stuff. That's the reason why they have to expand the playoff bracket. But no, absolutely not. I do not like Michigan's chances against whoever they play. I just don't think Michigan is a top team like that. Does that mean that they're a bad team? No. But are they top 4 worthy? No. Do I think they're top 8? Absolutely. You want to say top 6? Sure. Don't really care after 4. I don't. Like, we sit here celebrating moral victories. Oh, I won my conference championship game and I'm undefeated. Being undefeated is not the same thing. How many times have we had an undefeated champion in the last 6 or 7 years? What, 2, 3 times?
Us in Georgia, I believe.
No, Clemson was undefeated too.
Oh yeah, that many years, yes. So 3.
Clemson was undefeated. So 3 out of the 6. But the sad part about it is losing one game doesn't make your season over or doesn't put your season out of reach. Losing one game actually makes your season even more intriguing because now you got to run the table. Everybody can play with stress of not. I know I'm not playing nobody. Ohio State played Rutgers. Like what? What?
And was losing for a minute.
All I'm trying to tell y'all is I just realized now, that we gotta stop using the conference ain't like this or like that kind of argument, man. I respect everybody's opinion, man, but I just say the conference not like this or not like that argument though. It don't hold weight as much as it could have because the SEC top to bottom still gonna have teams that'll go to every other conference and wreak havoc. Like if you took 2 of these teams out of that conference and you put them in the Big Ten, they will go undefeated. They will run the table. You don't think LSU would run the table in the Big Ten? You don't think they're running in the you don't think the LSU could run the table in the Big Ten and the Big 12?
I think so.
Pac-12, maybe not. Maybe they lose a game or 2. But we talk about majority of these other conferences, like the ACC. You don't think they can run a table in the ACC? The only team they wouldn't beat is Florida State. But Florida State is in a class of its own. Well, they were. But, I mean, hey, listen. What happens what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, shout out to the Hangover. But, as we wait on some of these good results and everything else like that, Tanya, I would like for you to, come on and I would like for you to tell people, what you think. What you think about the whole, fiasco called the BCS, Don't get shot now.
You're not gonna step outside, home, please.
Oh, snaps. It's been, oh boy. Oh boy. I think I did the wrong thing. Yikes. But
I make sure I lock my ass out. I honestly, if you ask me for my four, I'm gonna say us, Michigan, Texas, and Washington. That's what I'm gonna say. Based off this weekend, that's what I'm gonna say. Not based on who lost to who did this, who did that. I'm gonna base it off the play that happened this weekend. I would love to give Georgia a shot because I feel they deserve it. But us being at number 8 kind of hurts it. And I think they set it up that way.
But
Because if we were
but putting them all the way at number 8 was a signal of them saying that they didn't believe that Alabama was even a good team. That's what that feels like.
Exactly.
But how does a team that's not a good team make it to the SEC championship game as a one loss?
I don't know. Okay. You gotta ask somebody that don't. I gotta ask somebody that felt that way. Because I never felt that way.
Again, when it doesn't make sense to me. It never makes sense to me. Never, ever, ever doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like I'm confused. But as we sit here and as we talk about different things, we're getting ready to make a transition here in a couple minutes over to Views and Dues Sunday morning preview. We have done some college football, as I said, it's more college football than we've done all year here. So, just know now that I'm fully indoctrinated and caught up now, it's gonna be a lot more things. And Jerm got something to say, kind of like style. But it's gonna be interesting to see exactly what happens here in a minute. But headlines for the week in the NFL. I mean, we're at that point we're at that point now where we should be ready to make some choices and some decisions, right? Decisions on who's who. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are most definitely one of those teams right now that we should be respecting in the NFC conference. But I will say the biggest thing for me with Philadelphia is I do want to see how they continue to grow and mature throughout the season. And speaking of Philly, I'm about to tell you that Philly the best team in the NFL, and they lost to the Jets. Oh, but they won. Hey, and they won in their conference. But they got one loss though, so it don't you know how that goes. You got one loss and you win your conference and stuff. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Your conference, you got the Cowboys in your conference. But yeah, whatever. I just really think that when we talk about those best teams in the NFL in general, it's really in 4-week increments, right? We got every 4 weeks, every 4 or 5 weeks, we have to evaluate teams where, honestly, and things like that. And the one thing that I will tell you is, as Philly has been the most consistent throughout the entire season. Jalen hasn't played great all year, but he's played very well. And you say, well, what's the difference between great and very well? I think when I say somebody plays very well, that means that they play very, very, very clean football for the most part, and they play and they give their team an opportunity to win. Great football is when you're playing to a point of your position mastery is somewhere else. And Jalen is in a whole nother realm when it comes down to that, because he hasn't mastered his position yet. He's still fairly young, but he's progressing very, very well in certain aspects. Certain throws that he's making now are throws he's never even made at Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma. I think playing with a guy like CeeDee Lamb and playing with guys like Jerry Jeudy and all of those different players that he's played with, though, it did help him find himself as the quarterback outside the numbers more than we may think. But I'm really interested to see how this last couple of weeks go for the Cowboys. And
Yeah, me too.
the X factor of this is you, Dakota. My question for you, Dakota, can you string together 4 weeks of good, clean football to give your team a chance to be where they need to be? Defensively, we have all of the things, all of the tools to be where we need to be. But offensively, can we play turnover free? Can we run the ball 25 times? And can we connect on the big plays that we need to keep defenses honest? Those are going to be the things that we have to focus on and worry about. I don't know if that's Dallas this year. I don't know if that's something they're going to be able to do. I don't know if they can beat Philly or San Francisco, for that matter. But in order to win the conference championship, you're going to have to beat one of those teams or both of them. And I don't know if that's a gauntlet that they can beat. Now let's flip over to the AFC side. This is the most interesting AFC landscape I've ever seen in my life. Everybody likes to talk about Lamar and the Ravens, and everybody talks about Lamar having an MVP season. I'm not even being biased when I say this. An MVP season is a tough thing to say, considering he has the same numbers. His team winning is not just because of him. I mean, you talk about a defense. Does the defense get flowers here too, or no? Because the defense is a big part of why they're winning as well. We talk about a team that is one of the worst fourth quarter teams in the NFL. Finishing in fourth quarters is on who?
Offense.
I don't understand how that correlates, but okay. It's not about how you start the game, it's about how you finish. And the games that they didn't finish is games that ironically they lost. So what does that tell you? As you play 60-minute teams, 60-minute teams are ones that are going to give you a fight from the time that the game starts to the time it ends. Sometimes you get big breaks during a game. Sometimes things happen, but we talk about a situation where this Baltimore Raven team has honestly just been very, very, very good defensively, and the offense has done enough to keep them where they need to be. What I would like to see from Baltimore is I want to see you finish. That's the component that makes you a championship team, being able to finish in the fourth quarter. Kansas City, for all of the talks that we have about their wide receivers, they still got 15. They got a better defense than they had last year. Why y'all so hard on Pat? Like, Pat is not a 2-time Super Bowl winner and 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Why y'all got so much negative to say about Pat and the Chiefs, and nobody has beaten Pat or the Chiefs but Tom Brady and Bill Belichick? I need y'all to let some of this stuff sink in. Like, Pat lost in the AFC Championship game to Tom Brady and lost to the Super Bowl to Tom Brady. He hasn't lost to anybody else. Besides that, he lost in the AFC Championship game to Joe Burrow. What? There's no Joe Burrow to lose to this year. There's no Tom Brady walking through that door. So I'm asking y'all, who is Pat going to lose to this year? Do you want to say it's going to be a team like maybe Pittsburgh? Maybe. You want to say that? Okay, fine. But Pittsburgh got to put up points in order to do that. Pittsburgh got the defense to do it for sure. But you got to put up points. The Ravens. You do know that Pat scores in every quarter, right? You got to be able to score. You can't score, it don't make a difference. Cleveland. You lost your quarterback, your running back, the halfback. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Flacco, the quarterback now. I just, you hope he channeling some of that Super Bowl magic and maybe they make a run. Who knows? I don't know. But what are we doing? The coach has got to call better plays in some of these situations. There's a lot of things that happened over the last couple of weeks that I just be scratching my head about. And lastly, Miami. Miami, you have everything that a head coach could want. You got pass rusher. You got the top two of the top three cornerbacks in the league. You got a really, really good safety tandem. You got man, like what do they not have? I honestly don't know. They have a solid running game. They have receivers. Their offensive line has gotten better. Like, what else do you need? And Tanya, no troll is
You on mute.
Is Tua the quarterback for that football team? That's really a question. That doesn't mean that he can't be a quarterback for a team. That means, is he the quarterback for that team? It's tough, man. It's tough. AFC is wide open. And if there's any year for anybody to try, I do want to make sure that we understand that is going to be the key to the entire thing for the playoff. Because the AFC winner is then going to match up with whoever comes out of the NFC. But I don't think every team matches up very well with Philadelphia in the AFC. I only think it's a reason why I picked Cleveland, because Cleveland can match up with everybody with the players that they have. I don't think a team like Baltimore matches up well with Philadelphia, especially if Philadelphia comes out and says we want to run the ball. I think that Philadelphia's offensive line moves people consistently. I'm not sure. I think Pittsburgh matches up pretty good in the trenches as well. But the only thing I worry about is what happens when Swift comes out of the backfield now that Quan is gone. What happens with that? That's a big thing. I think there's a lot of things to talk about. I got a guy here that won't turn his camera on. I don't know why he's scared. Scary Barry. But I don't know, man. It's an interesting situation going on here, man, in the AFC, man. We really got to see who's gonna bring it home.
I'm letting you do your thing, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening. I'm gonna listen.
Come on in. You can chime in for a second on something else.
Well, I wanted to talk about the Cowboys a little bit.
Hey, we got a little time. We got a couple minutes. Go ahead.
I've been avoiding Cowboy talk for the most part on these shows, and and I was gonna jump ahead of myself this week after the Thursday game, and I was gonna write up my top 3 MVPs in the in the league right now for that, in terms of the race. And I don't know, bro. Dakota's been looking good for 4 or 5 weeks now, and December is gonna be interesting. December is gonna be fun. If they can keep some consistency, if he can keep some consistency going along like they're doing now, we might have ourselves another MVP candidate with how wide open it is now. With all these quarterbacks kind of been up and down throughout the year. So I think Dakota's playing very well. Dakota's playing very well. And one thing that I've noticed, Jerm, is in the pocket, his pocket ability. Shout out to Mo Schefter. Pocket's ability is looking mighty good. It's looking mighty good in there right now. He's not looking too scared. He's not putting his head down. He's not trying to scramble out. He's literally maneuvering around in the pocket and finding some plays in the pocket. And it's been fun to watch the Cowboys offense again. They are missing that power running game from Zeke and stuff like that, but I think this is a good football team, and it would be very disappointing if this is another first round, a first round, come in and go type home, lose and go home type of thing for the Cowboys again.
Well, like I said, the biggest thing for the Cowboys for me, Vic, is the defense, right? I think it speaks for itself, right? We got all the components for a championship defense, right? Even without Diggs, right?
Yeah.
Even without baby Diggs, all the things that you need for a championship defense. And they turn the ball over. That's another big key component. Because what do we talk about every year? Turning the ball over is an equalizer. If you get 600 yards on defense put on you, but you get somebody turn the ball over 5 times, it doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the other part is they're scoring on defense. So wait. So we can dominate at the line of scrimmage. We can
take the ball,
stop the run. We can play very well against the pass. We can turn you over on both with both edge rushers, with pressure, with pass coverage, with everything that we do. But then on top of that, when we get the ball, we know what to do with it.
Yeah, and I mean it goes like it was a perfect example this Thursday. As far as what you're saying is they gave up 35 points, but the turnovers in the third quarter was a big turnover. The interception by Bland, who was getting worked all day long. All right, this is a kid that set the record for pick sixes this year. He's been a fantastic find. Because the scouting team for the Cowboys has been outstanding over the years, and they find another good corner and Bland. He gets worked all day long by Metcalf, but he gets a key turnover there in the third quarter. And like you said, they score points on defense. They can rush the passer. It's a very, very opportunistic defense. But not only that, like they're top 5 to 8, I think it is in almost every category. So,
if there's any defense that you do not want to play, that's one of them. Yeah. Like they have every component there. So the biggest question for me is, can we score 24 points? Can we score 24 points a game? Because 24 points is the pinnacle of being successful in the playoffs. 24 points per game. And say, you need to score 25 points to beat us.
Right.
That takes, in order to score 25 points, Vic, that takes your quarterback being able to score, being able to get the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. But it also means that means you need a total. Vic, this is crazy. I want to say this. You need 3 touchdown drives and 2 field goals, which is 2 more drives. You need 5 scoring drives to beat the Cowboys. 4 or 5 scoring drives to beat the Cowboys.
Right. And you telling me the game.
That's crazy. When you put it in that perspective, you need to score 4 times in order to make this a game. Because we're gonna score our points. I got a wide receiver here. You can't stop.
CD's unstoppable right now.
I got a wide receiver here. You can't stop.
Yep.
I have a running game that is opportunistic as hell. that if you let little Tony Pollard get it free, he will leave you. He will leave you right where you're standing. Like, and then I got little T.Y. Hilton that if he gets behind you, it's a wrap. Like that is
Brandon Cooks.
enough.
Brandon Cooks.
Oh, I said T.Y. My bad.
I see where you're going though. It's like similar
but they look the same in the uniform.
Similar player, yeah.
But I'm saying it's so much to like.
Pause. Push pause. I have the top four.
Go ahead.
Michigan is number 1. Washington is number 2. Texas is number 3, and Alabama is number 4. Florida State is number 5, and Georgia is number 6.
Wow.
Georgia has a lot. So Vic.
Breaking news.
Hey, so Vic, check this out. Georgia hasn't lost in 29 straight games.
Go ahead.
They haven't lost since December 4th, 2021. They lost yesterday, December 2nd, 2023.
Wow.
And they lost to Alabama both times. Right?
How is Alabama beat them both times?
Yes, we did. It was both games was the SEC championship.
In a calendar year, huh?
Yeah, in 2 calendar years. 2.
The only team to have beat them in 2 years.
730
They were
days,
undefeated
bro.
before they met us.
730 days before they lost. And you know what people are?
So we're expecting like what, 10 to 15 NFL players from both teams?
Basically.
Probably so.
Well, no, not from us because our team is young. Like our quarterback is still a sophomore technically.
Okay.
So not from us.
No, you still expect 10 to 15 players. It just might not be all in 1 year.
Yeah.
Over the next 3 years.
The thing that hurt Georgia though, and I wish Georgia was in it because I want to run that game back because we had 3 interceptions that we dropped. But they set Georgia up. They set us up for an Alabama Texas rematch because we played. That's what they set it up for. Because Georgia, we were number 8 when we played Georgia yesterday, and Georgia was number 1. So being number 8, beating a number 1 team, they had to drop them, unfortunately, because everybody above them won besides Oregon and Ohio State.
So
they had to drop them.
I'm gonna give 5 more minutes to this real quick, and then after that we're gonna just quickly just go through the games real quick and make some picks. Number 1, shout out to everybody that made it. Michigan, shout out to Washington, shout out to Alabama, and shout out to Texas. I have no dog in the fight. I just want to see the best games.
Absolutely.
Vic, what I will tell you is that quarterback from Washington is a lefty, and he looks pretty damn good. That Oregon Ducks football team, I forget his last name. It starts with a P. He is, when I tell you the Pac-12 the Pac-12 championship game, he put on a clinic. It's a very good Oregon team. That's the type of quarterback play that we look for, that we like to scout. He looks tremendous. And Southpaws are some of the most pretty quarterbacks to scout because their motion does not look wasted. It looks nice. So some of those throws might be better than but it's a couple of those throws that you're gonna watch and you're gonna say, yeah, this might be the number 1 player in the draft. It's a lot of good stuff to watch for them. But what I say all that to say, that Washington team going up against Texas, I just want to say one thing. Texas, if you get your ass whooped, I'm really going to be on all y'all head. Because I keep trying to tell y'all that Georgia, you can't say that Georgia should go to 6 based on 1 game after you haven't lost in 29 straight. I really hope that this is a good game. That's all I'm going to say. I hope that Texas comes and puts a fight up. If they lose by 17 points or more, y'all wasted our time. As far as Michigan goes, real quick, I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna let you go. As far as Michigan goes, I'll see you in training camp next year because you getting ready to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, we play Michigan. Texas plays Washington.
You getting ready to get your ass whooped. Go ahead, Vic.
So basically, you're telling me so Georgia shouldn't be ranked 6. They should still be ranked higher.
They should be. You can't tell me first of all, you can't tell me a defense that is going to be that's comparable to what Georgia can do from a coverage standpoint, from a pass rush standpoint. They're still one of the 3 defenses that you do not want to play consistently. I don't care. I don't care what you say. Remember, Vic, we're still in the era of spreading people out. So if you're a top tier defense and people are still spreading you out, what does that say about the athletes that you have on your team? So they play well in space, right? That's what we talk about every year with Georgia and Alabama teams. They have players that play well in space. A lot of these teams don't have that. That's why, that Oregon Ducks team is the best team in college football.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. And they've lost 2 games. They're top to bottom the best. But they've lost to Washington because that quarterback is on another level.
Penix.
That quarterback's on another level.
I found Joseph Penix because I heard it's Caleb Williams. I heard another name. I'm looking forward to seeing this Caleb kid because there's a lot of talk about him on both sides, negative and positive.
Vic, he's a bigger, more interesting version of Cardale Jones.
What?
Remember Cardale Jones from Ohio State?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna be like germ. That's the way that's the first thing is a germ. Why does he kind of look like them?
So we got Michael Terrence Penix Jr. is the Washington kid.
Yes.
And he's a brother. He's a black guy.
Yes.
Where's Lester at? Get Lester on the fucking get Lester on the camera, bro. Coach Lester, where you at? Let me give you this 3rd round right now, as a matter of fact.
But with that being said, I really would tell you, and I'll 100% say, I like that kid, and we're gonna spend some time on him this in a couple weeks.
Oh, a lefty.
But yes, Vic, that's what's quick. You know how hard it is to find a good lefty quarterback these days.
6'3", 215.
That's good. I like that.
23. So he's gonna be 24 on draft month. No, May. He's gonna be 24 in May.
24 in May.
He's gonna be 24 for his rookie year. Or is he?
Yep, 20. If he's draft eligible.
Okay.
So we'll see. With that being said, we're gonna briefly go through the games, y'all. We ain't gonna hold y'all here too much longer. I mean, I want to shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to everybody that was here witnessing, some of the stuff we was talking about. I appreciate y'all, all that good jazz. But the big picture here is, man, we got a lot of good things out of that conversation. I thought, I really thought we had a lovely conversation with our friends. So, Tanya, is there anything you want to say? Because you guys, they got in. They went from 8 to 4.
No, I honestly, like I said, told everybody else, it wasn't going to bother me either way, because the way we started and the way we finished was so different. I'm proud of them regardless, because the way we started was just like, what the hell is happening? But I'm okay either. I was okay either way, but I'm happy for them though. They got to play Michigan again. We've done this the 3rd time, so we don't see.
Okay, good. Well, now that we have all of that information, where's Victor at? Hey, where you go, Dad? Y'all left me now with the whole. Yeah, I want some time. I thought we getting ready to go through the games.
You good? Can you hear me?
Yes, I
We
can.
can hear you now.
Yeah, my shit tripping, bro.
All right.
All right, where we left off at?
All right, we getting ready to actually just go through the spreads real fast.
Okay.
And we'll go through these real quick, everything else, shout out, like I said, shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to everybody participating, everybody watching it live, man. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys more than anything else, man. But bigger picture is, man, we just we love this game, so we love to talk about it. And like I said, everybody is more than welcome always on this platform because it's not, for the people, by the people. Now, let's start at the top. We have a very, very interesting slate of games this week, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I personally would tell y'all 110%. Like, this is just one of them weeks where if I were to be betting, if I was a betting man, it's a couple of games that I would focus on more than others, and it's a couple of games I would just stay the hell away from. I do, however, say, show money, do you ball out? Who would? What would? So let's start at the top. Miami versus the Commanders. Over under 49.5. Vegas is giving the the Dolphins 8.5 points. Pick who we rolling with.
I mean, I gotta go with Miami here, bro. I mean, again, they're just looking good offensively. Defensively, they also got some pieces to play with, but that offense, from the coaching, from the game plan to Tua just being consistent again. If he could just stay with this consistency throughout December, it's gonna be fun for Miami. I mean, most likely division winners, and just to see where they finish in the conference is gonna be interesting. But I mean, they should obviously dominate this Washington team, who is, I mean, sneaky good in certain areas. So, but we'll see. I got the Dolphins today.
Something interesting to say to everybody. Sam Howell is a top tier quarterback in the NFL this year in passing yards.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Eric Bieniemy. Y'all thought that I forgot about him. No, I ain't forget.
He's definitely making a case to be their quarterback of the future, bro, of now and in the future. So that should be a fun, interesting thing to see what they do in the offseason with him.
Tanya, who you rolling with?
I'm going with Alabama South. Give me Miami.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Give me Miami as well. I'm gonna take the points and I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the under because I don't think we score. I don't think we get 50 points pretty much in this game total. I just think we may get 40, but I don't think we get 50. Next game on the docket, we have the Detroit Lions traveling to Voodoo Village. We have 47.5 points as the spread. We got Detroit getting 4 points on the road. Vic, man, what you feeling, man?
This was a tough game, bro, because I think the Lions have just been slightly inconsistent the past couple of weeks. Goff at one point was looking really good, but they've been able to get him to turn over the ball. 3 turnovers last week, 3 fumbles last week, and then the interceptions before last week. So I think the Saints with that defense, man, has a chance to really get him to make some bad decisions, turn over the ball. I'm gonna go with the Saints in this game. I'm gonna go with the Saints in this game for the and see if they can continue their mission for division win as well, and make a run in this playoffs.
Tanya?
Give me Detroit. I was watching the chair talk about why they chose Alabama over Florida State. I got sidetracked. ADHD. Give me Detroit. New Orleans, I don't trust them.
All right, give me the under as well for this game because I think the over favors Detroit. Give me Detroit 20-17.
Okay.
All right. Next game on the docket, we got the Chargers versus the Patriots. The over-under is 38.5, and they're actually giving the Chargers 4.5 points on the road. Look, I'm going to set this game up very simply for Vic, and then I'm going to pick my pick, and I'm going to let Vic take it. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I don't even care who wins the game. Because at this stage, the Chargers are a disappointment, and so are the Patriots. The problem is the Patriots are a little bit more understandable disappointment. The Chargers have so much talent. They have the quarterback. They have everything that they need, but for some reason they just can't get that mug out of the garage.
Crazy,
And I don't know. It is what it is. But give me the Chargers. Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, really not much to say, man. Like you said, the Chargers been so underachieving with that talent on paper. But the Patriots have been even worse, which sounds crazy to say with from the last 2 decades, man. So I mean, this is just gonna be an ugly football team. We got the Chargers traveling over here to New England. It's rainy. It's cool and rainy over here, and it can be an ugly football game, bro. I see something like what? I don't know. Maybe the Chargers are able to get a touchdown and a couple field goals, 13-10 maybe. So I got the Chargers and winning by a slight margin, which is crazy, but I'll take the Chargers.
Tanya?
I'm gonna take the Chargers, but with the way the weather is over here on the East Coast, I feel like this is a game that Bill could possibly win. But I'm gonna take the Chargers.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight.
All right, next game on the docket, we got Arizona going to the Big Ketchup Battle. We have over-under at
this.
41.
Pittsburgh, skip this. And nobody wants. We're playing the Cardinals. Next game.
What?
I mean, can I get the over-under out? Can I at least get the spread out? Dang. Over-under is 41. They're giving Pittsburgh 6 points at home. Everybody's picking the Steelers. Now we can go to the next game. Hey.
Thank you.
Oh, he's so rude.
Hey, Steelers offense picked it up last week. So.
Next game on the docket, we got a division rivalry game. We got the over-under at 42. We have this team, the Indianapolis Colts, getting 2 points on the road against the Tennessee Titans, or the Oilers, as the Tanya called them, the Oilers. Like I said, over or under is 42. And they're giving Indianapolis 2 points on the road. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the one team that Derrick Henry just seems to do whatever he wants against. Give me the Titans. And I'm taking under. Go ahead, Vic.
What's crazy is that the Titans are undefeated at home, despite their record. So, with the inconsistencies from both teams, I could see the Titans pulling this game off, man. And Derrick Henry running all over that Colts offense. Defense. The Colts offense, they don't have Jonathan Taylor, even though Zach Moss has been a very much capable running back over there for them. But they don't have many pieces to work with offensively. I'm gonna go with the Titans on another tight, low-scoring game.
All right, Tanya.
I actually picked the Colts for this game.
Okay.
I don't know, something about a divisional game. It's just, I don't know. I'm picking the Colts.
Okay. Next game on the docket, we got the sizzling hot Denver Broncos going into the C.J. Stroud Texans. Over under 47. They're giving the Texans 3.5 at home. Vic, I'm rolling with C.J. Stroud and them today. I think that the Denver Broncos have used all of the little magic dust, and I just think that it's all over with right now.
This is a tough one, man, because the Broncos have been on fire, bro. And I don't know how much of it is Russ. I don't know how much of it is Sean Payton. It's tough to really say.
Defense is playing better.
Huh?
The defense is playing better. They're scoring points. When you're scoring touchdowns and not kicking field goals, a lot of things change.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos, bro, because I just, as good as CJ has been, I think he's an MVP candidate. He has turned over the ball 6 times the last couple of games. Have defenses been able to adjust? Kind of give him different looks now. And Denver has the talent on paper to kind of give him some fits defensively. So I think I'm gonna go with the Broncos in this game. And all these games so far seem like they're gonna be real tough, so real tight. So I'm gonna go with Denver though. I'm gonna go with Denver to beat Houston today.
Tanya?
I'm going with the hometown team. Give me the Texans. I think Denver has improved. I just don't think they improved that much
Yeah.
to beat the Texans. So we'll see.
Next game on the docket, we got the Falcons against the Jets. And the over-under is 33, and they're giving the Jets they're giving the Falcons 2 points on the road. I'll pick a tie. Go ahead. Whoever want to go. I don't even,
Yeah, I'll go with the Falcons just because I don't know. It's just a little bit more stable offense. It's just the Jets, man. Zach has been so disappointing for me. Bijan has been going wild the last couple of weeks. Their rookie first round pick for the Falcons, so I expect them to weigh heavily on him today. Give me the Falcons today against the Jets.
I'm not picking the Falcons because if I pick the Falcons, that means that's a single way I want to give Big Shot a jersey. So give me a tie. Next game on the docket, we have the Carolina Panthers traveling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over under 37. Then we have Tampa getting 3.5 points at home. I think everybody here picked Tampa Bay.
I am.
Yep.
Shout out to Bryce, but
Bryce, he don't have nobody, literally.
yeah, they've been giving him work on offense there. It's been a tough to watch. But I mean, hopefully they build off. They have to get this kid protection. They have to. It's a must. And I think Tampa Bay takes advantage of just that weakness on the offensive line. Give me Tampa.
So the next game on the docket, we got ourselves a doozy. We got the 49ers traveling to the city of brotherly love. Now, ain't no love in the heart of the city. Shout out to Hove. Birthday tomorrow, just like mine. That being said, 47 points over under. They're giving the 49ers 3 points on the road. Look, it's two keys to this game. Trenches, turnovers. That's it. Because those are the two things that neutralize every football game. Talent, even. Quarterback play, even. Everything is there.
Ooh.
Give me the 49ers. I think the 49ers have enough to be able to make this an interesting game. And I'm going to be honest with you. The 49ers need this game. The 49ers lost a game earlier this season to Cleveland where Cleveland out physical them. This is your chance to get your physical nature back, in my opinion. So let me roll with the Niners. Vic?
Bro. So here's a little thing that I was reading up on. Jalen Hurts, first of all, shout out to Jalen. To me, another MVP candidate. When trailing going into the second half, he has the best quarterback rating in the NFL. As opposed to Brock Purdy, when trailing going into the second half, he has the lowest quarterback rating in the NFL. So is this going to be a game of who can take a first half lead and see what the second half brings us? You said Jalen and Brock kind of even right now. I don't know. I mean, shout out to Brock, who's been outstanding. But Jalen, again, he's been surprising every single year since he left college. I mean, the fact that we were making fun of them picking him in the second round.
And I never forgot that. Go ahead.
I know. It's okay. You know, he deserves everything that has come to him since. The kid has been just unbelievable. I don't know. This is a tough game for me to pick, man, because I just think the 49ers offense is just outstanding. But then you look at the Eagles offense, and this game is where is it at? In Philly?
In Philly, yep.
It's an ugly weather game. You got Christian McCaffrey to rely on for the 49ers. You got a good running game. for the Eagles. This is the toughest matchup, Tanya, for me. And honestly, I'm gonna just go with the fact that I just think that Jalen is just playing a little bit better than Brock. So the quarterback matchup goes to the Eagles. I'll go with the Eagles, and I just looking forward to a beautiful football game because this one should be really, really fun.
Taya.
My turn. Yeah, I'm not picking against my cousin. Give me the Eagles.
Now, real quick to add some context. When I say even, I don't mean even as if they're like their play is even. I mean even as in playing field, like they're in the same tier. They're not like if Jalen's better, it's not like Jalen is tier 1 and here's tier 3. It's like they're both in tier 2, and they're both where they need to be. They're both playing good for their offense, stuff like that. So no, this is no shot at Jalen or nobody like that. No trolling or nothing like that. I'm saying the skill position players and everything that they have on these teams are more evenly matched in a lot of teams. Like this is a game. This is a game that I would like to see 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to see everybody healthy 2 or 3 times. Let's get this going. Next game on the docket, we got the Deshaun and Chubless Browns going to LA. Over under is 39.5, and they're giving the Rams 3.5 points at home. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know who to pick.
I mean, so you got the Rams on a 2-game winning streak. They've been scoring a lot of points. They scored 37 last week. This is a very solid defense. I know that Miles is hurt, though. I don't know if he's out for this game. I haven't gotten an update on that, Germ. I don't know if you got an update. So Cleveland going to LA. I'm gonna honestly go with the Rams, bro. This might be another type football game, but the Rams got the offense going. They got Matt Stafford. And then you got Cleveland trying to figure out which quarterback they're gonna throw out there. So I'm gonna go with the Rams, man. But I don't, I wouldn't be shocked if that defense comes out in balls against and kind of holds them down enough for the Browns to win.
Tanya?
Give me the Rams. If this was if Deshaun was playing, I would say Cleveland. But you got Fucko out here that's about to start. He ain't played in 12 years. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with that. So give me the Rams.
Wow, yeah, I forgot you told me about that this week. That should be very
Yeah,
interesting.
they just signed him last week before the other game. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Rams football for me, Jaron. What you got?
I'm just gonna stick with the Browns just for now. I don't know why. I'm just gonna I don't know why. That being said, last game for the evening, we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Lambeau Field. 43 points is the over/under. Kansas City is giving 5 points on the road. I'm going Kansas City. I think Kansas City needs to go ahead and have a really, really strong bounce back, and continue to build and stack on the different things they worked on practice this week. But that's my my main goal for them. As far as Green Bay goes, you can't turn the ball over, and you got to turn Kansas City over. Vic?
This is gonna be. I'm gonna just tell you right now. This is gonna be my upset of the week, bro. This is gonna be my upset of the week. Sunday Night Football in Lambeau. Packers have been playing well. Jordan Love still a little inconsistent, but finding a little groove here. Came up with a big win against the Lions last week. Let me get the Packers against the Chiefs this week, man. just to I like what they're doing. Give me the Packers.
Tanya?
Y'all know I like both of these guys. But give me Kansas City. It's prime time. Give me Kansas City.
Right. So We have our top four: Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Bama. We got our picks in for all of the games this week. Final thoughts, anybody? Final thoughts, Ty?
No, I'm just waiting on Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Vic, any final thoughts?
Hey man, December now. This is crunch time. Let's see who gets it done this month. Who are really gonna be the contenders versus the pretenders. This should be a fun month of football, and definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to talking about it more.
Absolutely. So this from Views from the 22. This is Germ So True, Vic Jr., Lil T Raj, First Lady signing off. 22. Enjoy the games, y'all.